Yeah, I couldn't have been happy with the effort for the boys. You know, they really put in. We just couldn't put them away.
How close was the Dave Taylor try that he?
I don't know. I sit on the sideline, but you know, I'll have a look at it on the video, obviously.
Has he said anything afterwards, or Mickey, did he say anything on the field?
Oh, mate, I said to Ben Cummings that I think he should have had a look at it, and I think any other referee would have. And from my opinion, I thought he got it down and had pressure on it. So that's something for the referees to look at.
Can you believe then, John? They go to the video ref for just about everything else these days, that they wouldn't go for one of that.
Yeah, I got to say, you know, I'm really surprised. I saw it on the big screen. Obviously, a couple of shots on the big screen is not the be all and end all, but you know, as you said, they double checked just about everything. And I'll be honest, it looked like a try to me on the big screen, but that's not a definitive opinion. And I'm not the greatest expert on the rules, but in the end it's gone, so there's nothing we can do about it.
Does that cost you the game, though, John? Because they only scored one at the end there.
Well, if it was a try, it's one hell of a blunder. It's one of the probably the worst. If you know, I'm looking at it and you know it's decided it's a try, it'd probably be the worst blunder of the season, I think. Because you know we're 4 behind, we're going to kick the goal, put us 2 in front. So, but let's not jump ahead of ourselves.
Michael, it's another key decision there. You think you were pinned for taking out the kicker towards the end. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I thought I stood my ground, and he ran into me. But you know that's a referee's judgment call, and that's the way the game is.
So do you feel like when a team's having its problems, like with injuries and everything else, that you just can't get a call to go for you?
I don't know. I thought our game in New Zealand was one of the worst performances from a referee I've seen in a long while. I spoke to the referees about that. And last week, I can't even remember what happened, to be perfectly honest. But you know, in the end, it is what it is. You know, all we can control is what we're doing. I was just wrapped in a lot of those young guys today. You know, Dave Tyrrell played in the front row, never played there before. You know, Chris McQueen is really a winger. I think he's going to be a back rower now, to be perfectly honest. But you know, he's come to the club as a winger fullback, and was that up until this year. You know, he had his first start. You know, as a second rower. You know, Peatsy, who really is a hooker, dummy half. Played lock, you know, played dummy half and lock, and because he's the opportunity playing locks given him, he's worked hard and built himself up. Sean Corrigan, you know, just that try he did on Sikamanu on the try line was magnificent, you know, and you know, Coro's come up through the Jim Beam Cup and the New South Wales Cup, come from the Bears. He wasn't a South guy. Dion Apps, you know, he works full time as an electrical linesman, and I thought he held his own against, you know, the professional footballers, full-time professional footballers. And he's a guy who's been in that Bears system for his 3rd season and done a lot of work on his own to get himself up to that standard. I think it's a real credit to him.
John Elders made Greg's comeback this week. How do you think he went?
Sorry, mate.
How do you think Greg went?
Yeah, well, I think it was a step. You know, it was. You know, it'd be great to have him, you know, full fitness and games under his belt, you know. So, but you know, he showed at times that he can do something, out of nothing, and that's probably what we're lacking a little bit at the moment. Just that at times, just in those tight situations, just that little bit of X factor, and you know, having him there gives us more of that, and I think the more football he gets under his belt, the more he'll be able to give.
Nick, what did you think of Dave Taylor's performance?
I thought he was outstanding again. Obviously, you know, his work rate and effort is amazing for a big fella. He gets through. I don't know, did he play 80 again today?
Played the full 80 today.
You know, he gets in there even when he's tired. He puts his hand up. He does the dirty work, and you know, he gets some tough runs, and you know, they've got 3 or 4 on him all the time, and he still makes good meters. And you know, he's still a young player, and he's still finding out what works for him. And once you know, him and GI get together, and he and GI get together and work their combinations, you know, it's going to be a very good left side for us.
Should he be playing Origin?
I think so. I think he just gives that a little bit extra punch off the bench, and he's an impact player, and having someone like that come in off the bench is definitely helpful.
John, how do you aim at the rest of this season? We're at halfway mark. Can you go away?
Well, for us, all you can do is what the boys did today. They prepared well. There's good enthusiasm. I think Crocs is doing a great job. Leading a bunch of young guys out there, and it's just front up every week and do the best you can. I couldn't ask more of the effort. And obviously we'll look at things that guys slipped up on. Another one, young James is there playing on the wing. He's 18 years old. I didn't think we'd be using him at this stage. I didn't think we'd probably. I thought maybe later in the season he might get a run, but because of the situation we've got, players have been given opportunities, and James is going to have an outstanding career. He's got skill as well as he's on the wing at the moment. It's a bit like Luke Lewis was a winger when he was young, and James will probably be. I think fullback is going to be his best position, but he's got the skill to play in the halves really, and so as long as he keeps his head down, his mind on the job. So it's very, 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 very early in his career, and it's tough to come in as a young player to a side who are under strength. If you go into a side who are bristling with all your top players there, and they're powering along, it's very easy for a young guy to come in and just sit on the wing and be on the end of the backline movements. But to come into a side who are under the gun, it's very difficult.
Michael, even allowing for obviously massive injury problems out there, you've done it at all levels. What does South do to go forward over the rest of the season?
I think we've just got to work on what we've been working on. I think our commitment and attitude over the 80 minutes is getting better. I think we just let ourselves down on two. We let them in for two soft tries on lapses of defence on our own try line. So, and I think we're getting closer and we're learning what it takes. We're starting to build pressure. So we've just got to keep working on that and make sure we do it for the 80 minutes.